Presentations Part 2. Report on trends, comment on the figures, make a strong conclusion, ask questions, deal with questions. If you want to present a factual report, which is better? Have a look at this first exercise, pause the film and then come back for the correction. Pause now. So, here's the correction. In a factual report, it's better to have points organised under headings, short simple sentences, and to focus on key points only. The table here shows the sales figures for 3 products during the first quarter. Actual sales are compared with the target for each month and for the quarter as a whole. Complete the paragraph below with the following phrases. So do the exercise, put the film on pause and then come back for the correction. Here's the correction. Product X5. Sales of X5 were above target through the first quarter. Sales were just below target in January, but increased steadily in February and March, and for the quarter as a whole. We forecast an increase in sales to around 1,550 during the second quarter. Linking sentences. In your presentation, if you have longer sentences, they have several parts, so you're going to need linking words that come at the beginning of a subclause or the second main clause. Words and phrases that can link ideas but can appear at the start, in the middle or the end, or phrases that are followed by a noun. Have a good look at this slide and then turn to the next slide and do the exercise. Do the exercise now, put the film on pause and then come back for the correction. Here is the correction. You can use relative clauses too to link sentences. Relative clauses can be defining, which define or differentiate the person or thing they refer to. Here the relative pronoun must be used when it is the subject of the verb that follows. It can be omitted if it is the object of the verb that follows. Non-defining relative clauses only give extra information and do not define what they refer to. So do exercise 2, where you need to complete the sentences below with an appropriate relative pronoun. In some sentences, no pronoun is needed, so put the film on pause and do the exercise, and then come back for the correction. Here is the correction. What do you write if you need to write things? The graph shows the number of tourists arriving at the main airport of a Mediterranean island. A report on the figures for the year follows. Complete the report below with words and phrases from the box. So put the film on pause and do the exercise and then come back for the correction. Here is the correction. Not so a high season. Despite a promising start, tourist numbers failed to hit the highs of last year. First quarter. We saw a promising start to the year, with tourist numbers increasing steadily to around 300,000 in March. This compares well with the figure of 200,000 for March last year. Second quarter. April was a disappointing month with only 250,000 tourists arriving, but this was followed by an increase in the numbers in June, reaching a total of over 500,000. Most of the visitors who travel in June are single people and couples, so this high figure is significant. Third quarter. Tourist numbers failed to reach the usual peak levels in August. The total number reached only 600,000 compared to 700,000 last year. However, the figure fell only slightly to 550,000 in September, which was an improvement on last year. Fourth quarter. Tourist numbers dropped towards the end of the year, which is a normal pattern. However, the number of tourist arrivals in December was nearly 50% lower than last year. This is a poor result for the Christmas period. How would you describe your culture with regards to presentation? Have a look at this table here and decide which best suits your culture. Ending a presentation. Match the expression with the tips on ending a presentation. So here are the tips. To end as quickly as possible. Make a strong final statement. Ask for questions. Thank the audience for listening. Add something new. Summarize the main points. Explain details again. Signal that you are coming to the end. If you need to deal with questions, here are some typical problems presenters have when dealing with them. Match each response A to F with a problem 1 to 6. Problem. You didn't hear the question. What would you say? You didn't quite understand the question. You don't know the answer. It's a difficult question and you need time to think. The questioner puts a strong argument against your point of view. The question isn't relevant and time is running out. So here we have a structure for a short presentation with 7 easy steps to an effective presentation. Step 1, the introduction. Step 2, you need to state clearly the purpose of the presentation. Step 3, give a menu of main points. Step 4, start section 1. Step 5, start section 2. Step 6, start section 3. And step 7, summarize and give your conclusion. An example of a short presentation with an introduction and part 1. What expression does the speaker use to introduce the first section, end the first section, introduce the second section? So we're going to listen to Lena, who's a marketing manager, and she's only got 3 minutes to present an overview of AYT and its strengths to Polish developers. Lena's presentation will cover the following 3 main areas: general information about the company, international experience, and reasons for AYT's success. So she says, hello, my name's Lena. I'm the marketing manager at AYT and I'm going to give you a brief overview of our company. My aim is to outline the main reasons why you should consider us for your construction project. So first, I'll give you some general information about the company, then I'll talk about our international operations, and finally, I'll point out the main reasons for our success. So, let me start with the company. AYT was founded in 1912 and it's one of the oldest building companies in Finland. At first it was purely a construction company building houses and apartment blocks in residential construction sector. Now we are also a service company. We don't just build houses, we offer finance and maintenance services as well. We're quite a big company with 22,000 employees. Last year we had a turnover of 3 billion euros and made a net profit of more than 90 million euros. We are market leaders in Finland with a 32% share of the market, so you can see that we are a strong and successful company. Well, that was some general information about the company. Now I'll move on to our international operations. So here we have an example of her short presentation, part 2 and 3, and the conclusions. So what expressions does she use to introduce the third section and introduce the summing up? So she says, we have more than 40 years experience of residential construction outside Finland. We have operations in Sweden, the Baltic States and Russia. In fact, more than a quarter of AYT employees work outside Finland, so we have a lot of experience in managing international construction products. And so to my final point, the reasons for our success. Well, firstly, there's our expertise. We have chosen to specialize in building residential houses and apartments, so we have excellent knowledge of this area. Secondly, our quality standards are extremely high as anywhere in the world, so we feel confident in offering long-term guarantees for all our work. Thirdly, we have excellent project management and cost control. This is important so we can finish each project on time and in budget. It means that our clients don't have to worry about extra costs mounting up as a result of delays and poor planning. So, to sum up, I hope to have shown you that we are a well-established company, financially sound, and a market leader in the home market. We also have strong international experience in several countries outside Finland. We offer the highest possible standard of construction together with excellent project management. These are the reasons why you should consider AYT for your construction project. So to finish, just to look at some vocabulary. If you want to refer to visuals, make sure any graph, chart or diagram or table is clearly labelled. Give the audience a few moments to study it before you start talking about the details with phrases such as have a look at this next slide, the horizontal axis shows and the vertical axis shows, for example. When you finish, it is common to end with a review or a summary. So you could say, okay, just before I finish, let me go over the main points again. Thank you very much for listening.